Hmm. Hi. That was too much smoke than I intended. Okay. Hi. My name is Ayca. Welcome to my digital corner. In this video, we will unbox my art that I've been creating mostly in 2025. Today it's end of July, the last of July, and to be exact, 23:53. There's 7 more minutes until August, and I thought, okay, I will be doing this video in July. Technically it's still. And how long will this video take? I have no idea. This is the what we are talking about part. And before talking about the physical art pieces that I started creating, I think these two should be mentioned. And I'm taking this video because of my documentation purposes, obviously. But other than that, you should know that no one exactly lucky to become an artist or to create art. You just create it. So I have some stories around that. I will wait a little bit more about that. But people think that, oh, I didn't have formal education to create art. We didn't have always schools around creating art. You don't need anyone's permission or approval to be creating art. Okay? That is what's my point with this video. You just need to act a little bit crazy and talk about the things for 35 minutes about your creation. So these two are AI AR art. I think these were the first time that I realized that I can conceptualize things and then create some physical part of it. So I generated these with DALL-E 2, and this is a woman with eggshells in a corner. The inspiration was my mom and her painting that she did in college. They made I don't know it was a art course or not, but they had an exhibition and she made a painting with eggshells. So that's, in theory, that's her. Yes. And that has an NFC tag behind. Now it's not working anymore because it was in a platform with augmented reality and it's not supported anymore. That can be considered as contemporary art. So I took that painting 3D object and placed it on a digital corner, and she was on the plane, this one, and standing, and the idea was, whenever I have this target image, AI generated target image, I have a museum there, pop-up gallery there, an exhibition space there. That was the idea. And so that is what this makes is AI AR art. This is AI generated, and augmented reality had a virtual layer, and then it became the combination. And that was the second thing that I created around AI AR art. Maybe some things in between because I had a project called Real Object to AR Effect, and the goal of the project was making augmented reality effects for 22 days. I think I stopped around 10-ish, maybe 11 or something. Maybe I keep continue, we don't know. So this is one of the days. That's called the Fear Sisters. And this is another AI generated target image. In the augmented reality layer, in 2022, we had a summer trip with my family and went to ancient cities. And I bought, sometimes I will check because I want this to be keep recording. I bought clay from a city famous for pottery. So by looking at this target image, I created the object, and in the beginning there was the newspaper and jewelry wire, and took the 3D object of it. I had a cylinder around it and to have right circular movement, blah blah, and then that was the thing. So these two I wanted to mention because I think these were the two first things that I created and then realized when I look back I could conceptualize things and make it happen. And since it was with augmented reality, no one actually really cared, and no one, but I'm trying to say. So when no one is using that medium, not that much, like there's many people making augmented reality effects, obviously. There is no person saying that you can do this or do not that. So that was the exact reason. So I studied electronics. I will stop talking about what did I did, but that's the only point. I don't like talking about myself, maybe. This whole lie. I talk about myself all the time. That was the weirdest video that I took this year. I will talk about this in a second. But I will talk about this augment, what I'm trying to say, explain a little bit further. So I did electronics engineering and took some time to experiment. And then at that week, Google released the UX design course. Then I thought, okay, maybe I want to do UX design. And I took design courses and I learned things around product design. And then I realized that it's not fun for me. I didn't really exactly enjoy it because I thought I could do more creative things. And since I've been doing also the augmented reality things, I wanted to specialize in UX for extended reality. It was so much more fun because there was no exactly rules created for it. Even though relatively UX design is new, like let's say from 80s, 90s, when did Don Norman wrote this book? I don't know. Those times, everything is really optimized, like the button sizes, this rule, blah blah, everything is really structured, and that was the reason that I wanted to do something other than the engineering. And yeah, with the augmented reality, when you want to create something and call it AI AR art, no one is coming and saying, oh, that's not AI AR art. It's just, it is. That was the first time that I think I realized to create art. And in 2025, I decided to work on my art career. And then I had this plastic bag and canvas. Maybe, okay. I don't have to say everything in detail, but I did do paintings in college, but they become a cat house in my balcony. So that was the first thing that I took the pictures in January 12th. And this piece is called, so I've been maybe in the beginning trying to convince myself that I take things very serious and write a whole paragraph around this. Recently I just put a name, like the title, because I don't like people saying untitled 2025. I don't like this. So recently I've been giving at least a name, but in the beginning, in January 12th, I've been writing whole paragraph around this. So focus a little bit. This piece explores the themes of ecology, fast fashion, and consumption. A plastic bag folded into a t-shirt-like shape and hand-stitched onto a canvas. It draws attention to the materials we use daily and often take for granted. Originally designed for temporary use, this bag has now become a lasting piece for inviting reflection on the true cost of convenience. Obviously, I enjoy convenient things around what technology gives me. But I don't exactly like that thinking about how this will exist for a very, very long time. And then it was single use and it does not vanish like most of the things. Also, this is not a recycling course. So these were making me think about this. And how did this plastic bag find me? I noticed the bag in a shop while waiting for a pizza to bake. Its design, a pair of hands forming a heart with the word mercy, caught my eye. I thought to myself, how curious it is a plastic bag to carry such an interesting design. Who made it? How many different shops use these same bags? How cute is the graphic design of the word? As I was sitting and thinking about this, a woman entered the shop carrying rolls of receipt paper she wanted to sell. The shop owner said something in French. My guess he would come back to her shortly, and paused the conversation to check on pizzas. When he returned, I asked if I could get one of the bags through my friend who could speak French. The owner told him that it was 25 cents. As I was searching for coins in my wallet, a new customer arrived to place a new order. The shop owner finalized woman's sale, stock up on the receipt paper to do more business, and returned back to the prepare pizzas. What stayed with me from that moment was the constant shifting priorities. Pizzas were being made, receipt paper was being sold, a new order was being taken, and now I was making my own small purchase for the plastic bag. In just a few minutes, several transactions completed in this tiny space. I folded the bag and carried it with me back to Amsterdam by train. That small moment, filled this with shifting priorities and overlapping changes, became the inspiration for this work. So that was that. Then I took a picture of this on February 10. So in January I did only that. In February, I took a picture of this. I really want you to blah blah me. But that was the canvas prototype of this. With coffee filters, I really want you to blah blah me. So that's the visualization and maybe in a way solidifies. So that is not an art piece. That is something like a sketchbook on a canvas. And I've been working on, because I've been working on these three, I wanted to see the sentence all the time, so I put it on the wall. So these are three of them. I would place it like this, but it depends on who is the owner of these. These are not for sale at this moment because of the process that I should make until after my solo exhibition. It will be purchasable. It has really in it. Yes. I really want you to blah blah me. And then these are completing the sentence. I like playing with words. And it says, I really want you to admire me, judge me. I really want you to see me, hear me, fear me. I really want you to love me, leave me, obey me. And what did I write? I don't remember. This three-piece artwork is fragmented reflection on human wants. Each panel represents a variation of a simple, open-ended sentence. I really want you to blah blah me. The words within the composition complete the sentence in different ways, revealing the complexity of desire, perception, and what we seek in relationships. The interplay between these words invites viewers to consider their own experiences. The act of filling in the blank is both personal and universal. What do we truly want from others? The space in between asking and receiving holds layers of meaning, shifting depending on who is looking and when. Lately, I've been also thinking about what I really want. I'm 27 years old, and while I'm independent and established in my work, I often find myself drawn to the idea of being understood. I seek relationships where people can be themselves and allow me to be myself. Maybe that's a simple ask, or maybe it's a layered. It's as layered as this piece itself. I wrote in when? February 23. So the other one is, next one is in March. So again, in February, one more thing. I hand stitched them, these beads, one by one. It was that. I don't remember when did I wake up today. That was these three. And then I'll be creating these only on weekends, by the way. I've been thinking maybe rarely, like there should be a really rare case, I don't remember, that I did on a weekday. But I've been trying to exactly do it on weekend days. That's the idea about the coffee filters. I really like it's like a secret envelope. This one, it's a something else. But that's the idea. What is the next one? Will I try to find chronologically or just open one by one? Ah, that's on the other box. When I grow up, I want to be blah blah. If I knew, I would prepare these. Actually, I have something from 2024, but I took the pictures later. When I grow up, I want to be. This is again a triptych. This is the creative. This is lucky. This is inspiring. Is it recording? Yes. So, I had the objects for a very long time from various shops. But for them to come together, it happened in March 9. These signs are meant for gardens, used to label plants and mark what is growing. I bought them from Hema a few years ago, thinking I'll do with these something one day. Since then, they stay with me. I move objects around when I feel inspired and combine them to see if they make sense together. This time they did. This one, I opened the packaging, set every die to 6, and this one is I want to be lucky, and closed it again. When it was intact, there is a video around it. You couldn't see that it was opened before. The mouse trap, they were looking identical. Both was like this. I opened the, what did I write? The mouse straps originally looked identical. I carefully removed the metal staples, broke one on the right, then put it back with stapled exactly where it was. It looks untouched, but it isn't. Why did I buy mouse straps? I don't have an explanation. That's the second thing. And for inspiring, sometimes the simplest things hold the most meaning. I like working with real objects and combining them because I don't have to explain what I'm doing until it's finished or write these texts. It is so freeing. And that I think that was one of the rare times that I don't think about anything else when I'm creating. So this is really good. That's why I want to keep working on these creating art things. We take ourselves too seriously and forget how to play. And these things, creating these, gives me time to play. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. In a way, we are growing all together. Maybe we've never met. We know each other exists. It's very interesting to be a human in 2025. Of course, I wouldn't claim to be an artist unless someone pays me to make more art, I wrote in March. Ayca For that to be happening, you need to be selling them. Yes, true. Very true. Why did I? Is this right? It's not. Oh, shit. Okay, it will be fine. Apparently, oil paintings do not dry for a very long time. I brought this bag. So, I need to get napkins. I don't remember where did I put them. After this, in April 8th, so my first agreement with myself was creating at least one each month. We are in April 8th and I made this in April 8th. Took the pictures at least. This one. Is it recording? Yes. That's called Convenience 2025. So the other one was Mercy 25. This is Convenience 2025. This work started with 2 embroidered flowers on disposable paper bags. One is tulip, the other one is lavender. The bags are stitched onto canvas, fixed in place. Yeah. These types of bags often used to hold something small, then thrown away. They are soft, crinkly, and forgettable. Here they carry care, time, texture. Something handmade, something slow. I embroidered these flowers by hand. Tulips, once traded like currency, symbols of speculation, status, and shifting value. Lavender brings calm, care, the kind of quiet ritual we all need. This piece is continuation of Mercy 2025, which explored plastic, transactions, and fast fashion. If Mercy was about the system, then the Convenience 2025 is about what we try to protect within it, what we hold gently, even when the material says it won't last. These works exist together as a reflection on disposability, what we value, what we discard, how we might slow down enough to notice the contradiction. It holds a small question. What happens when we give time to things we are taught to overlook? That's another thing. And in April 19 or 21, I made this with boxes, and then we can talk about creating art and people's perception of creating art. So these are microphone boxes. I will read things around about these. The important thing is, it's called My Millennial Habits. And when you open it, there is a small mirror inside. It says My Millennial Habits here. You cannot open these because I glued them in wax, wood glue wax. And then it's not openable anymore. Let's read what I wrote. I feel like I'm in a museum now. Oh, I didn't write anything. No, of course I did. Ah, what happened? So I created this and then had a pop-up exhibition in Bern. And on King's Day, I took my working desk to outside and placed these so far what we've discussed and asked people to guess how much does this worth. So people had guesses and put them on these papers and I thanked them, blah blah. And then I never open these, but these are the guesses of how much it should cost. Since AI art economy also, but art economy is not exactly explainable. I wanted to see what would be the answers. That's why I did that. I don't think this was in the... That's that. That's not my first time yawning in television, actually. This is television now. And when I was in kindergarten, we went to a television show in Istanbul. And took the bus. It was a children TV show. We took the bus at night and I was awake, and in the morning when we are there with all children, I was sleeping almost. And I've been yawning. 33 minutes. Let's go. My millennial habits, I did not talk about that. This is the... I will stop at this point maybe. Yes, we can stop at this point. Why? Because after this one, or just before this one, I'm really sleepy, I should sleep. 2, after this many months, so until April, end of April, I had the pop-up exhibition and asked people how much these should worth, because I wanted to know about the economical value of these. And can we ask people about these things? And then I had the confidence maybe. So I went outside and showed people, these are my art. And give me, what do you think about? Sometimes since I speak English only, I wrote down a short sentence in Dutch to ask people also easier. And then in May, right after my birthday, I opened a new account called ayca.kunst and started taking pictures of these, what I've been creating in May. So that's all. That's the first episode about my art career. Now I will sleep. Maybe I take a nap and keep continue. But I doubt that. Have a nice day. See you soon.